What?
Pardon me.
G.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome on Thursday, the 2nd of July. Can you believe it's July already? To Ask Auntie Dee. So here I am in my little box room. They like to throw me, into a little room and lock me up, and I don't know, some kids, the kids, for some unknown reason, reckon I'm a bit embarrassing. I can't work out why I'd be embarrassing. Can you? So we're just going to have a little bit of chit chat for the time being, give people time to come into the room, and I can see Gabby's here already. Hey, Gabby, you okay, my darling? So you see my flag? Well, hey, what can I say? I straightened my hair. Not that you can tell, because obviously I've got my headband. I'm modelling my headband. But obviously anything at all modelled by me during our Ask Auntie Dee sessions can be purchased from the Balls to Cancer page, and every penny obviously goes towards Balls to Cancer, helping people and families who are suffering from cancer. So how's everybody? Looking good.
We have a comment.
Oh, we have a WhatsApp.
Jordan Dwayne Turner. Hello, Auntie Dee. How are you? Hope you're well, love.
Oh, Jordan, Auntie Dee is fine. Thank you very much, my darling. So what do you reckon to the look?
Diane said, love the look.
See, people love the look. What can I say? Yes, so obviously, I'm embracing this. I'm kind of embracing the look.
We've got a message.
Oh, hold the line. We have a message.
Bill Rose says,
oh dear,
got better flags than that, matey.
See, Uncle Bill's getting a bit territorial at the moment, because Uncle Bill does provide Gerard with his Liverpool memorabilia. So obviously, we got our lovely flag. Have you seen my flag? Hang on a minute. We got our amazing flag from the lovely Mr. Bates. Please note I said Mr. Bates from Balls to Cancer. But at the end of the day, you can never have flag. You can never have too many flags, can you? So
we've got a message.
We've got a message. Oh my goodness, you guys are on fire today. We've only been on for 2 minutes 55 seconds. Don't read out any rude ones. Who's this one from?
Chetan.
Oh, Chet. Hiya, Chet.
Did you celebrate Liverpool winning the league?
Oh, Chet. I haven't celebrated it yet, sweetheart, but because, well, I kind of celebrated in my own little way, screaming the house down, jumping around, and, the things, well, I normally do that normally, so what can I say? But we'll definitely celebrate it in style. Oh, let me just, hang on a minute, cover the lockdown eyebrows. Now, I've gone a bit crooked now because I was trying to say earlier, when you're doing something like this, it's like a mirror image, isn't it? And it's like, when you want to fix like this bit of hair, I'm kind of grabbing there, if that makes sense. I can see this going really well. Anyway, so we had a little competition running today, where we were dropping clues. We were dropping clues as to who my special guest will be this evening. And we had quite a few wrong answers, but we did actually have quite a few right answers. So everyone who guessed correctly, will be entered into our prize winners spinner. I love that. Prize winners. Oh, we've got a message.
Jordan says, as a Mancunian.
Oh, well, that's just put me straight off. As a Mancunian.
Can I ask why a Brummie supports a Scouts team? I don't get it.
Well, Jordan.
Each to their own.
Each to their own is right. Let me explain a story to you, right? When I was younger, let's say a lot younger, many, many, many moons ago, The first football stadium I ever went to, and I think it was my dad was working in Manchester at the time, and I think we'd gone to visit. And the first football stadium I actually ever went to was Anfield. Never went in there. Obviously, we were just outside. And I think I got myself a little scarf and everything from that day. I've just supported Liverpool. But in reality, what have I got here in the Midlands? I've got. I'm getting looks off the girl child who's a mad Aston Villa supporter. She works there and she supports them. Then we've got Birmingham City, and then we've got the Baggies, haven't we? Really, just up the road, the Baggies. So yeah, that's why I'm a Liverpool supporter. Yeah, so I forgot what I was saying now. But so how's everyone been? How's everyone been during lockdown?
Message.
Bit quiet, yeah. Go on, we've got another message. Here we go. Let me just nip over to me PA.
Mandy says, Boris, 3 question marks.
Boris, 3 question marks. Do you know something? It's a difficult one, isn't it, really? It's like, it's a difficult one, isn't it, really? I don't know what to say. Do you know what it is? At the end of the day, we've been hit by this COVID-19. It's something we've never ever experienced before in our lives, and fingers crossed it will be something that we'll never ever experience again in our lives. But I do think, take out of the equation time constraints and stuff. Maybe you should have locked us down a lot sooner, etc., etc., etc. But in reality, I don't think they've done too bad a job. I mean, I think he's helped by furloughing, introducing the furlough scheme, and obviously that's sort of enabled a lot of workers to still receive an income, etc., etc. But again, it's the same as everything. Would we be happy with any government? Would we be happy with any government? No, I don't think we would. Oh man, it's tough to hear. Look, it's on that side.
People are loving the look.
Loving the look. Please note, if you love the look, all items modelled by myself are available on the Balls to Cancer Facebook page, website.
They might look better on yourselves.
True, you never know. They might look better on yourselves. I doubt that very much indeed. But like I said, you never know. Anyway, I've been waylaid by all these messages. Let me get back to what I was saying. Earlier on today, obviously I posted a series of clues. And the series of clues were to guess who was going to be my special guest for the evening. And when I say evening, I mean probably about 10-15 minutes, but we'll have a little chat to him anyway. So bear with me one moment, because I thought I was prepared, but I'm not. Where's my prize?
Behind.
Right, 1 minute. Well, I'm going to have a look at my flag. Don't, mind the close-up of the... Oh, God, these brows are desperate.
Crooked, someone says. Crooked.
Crooked, okay, crooked. Right, anyway. So we've been running this competition. Excuse me, got a bit of a cold. And I've got a special guest, and quite a few people guessed right, but a lot of people guessed wrong. But I suppose that's the luck of the draw, isn't it? So what we'll be doing just after or just before we say goodbye to our special guest, who's not here yet, but it'll be along shortly, you are going to, everyone who guessed correctly that my guest tonight would be Matt Le Tissier. Yes, Matt Le Tissier will be entered into a prize draw on the winner's spinner to win a Balls to Cancer air freshener. Now, it's designed to be a car air freshener, but you don't just have to use it in the car. You can use it anywhere you can attach it to.
Leave it.
See, we're spoiling you here tonight on our Balls to Cancer live. So where should we start?
Do you want another question?
Shall we have another question? Let's have another question.
Joe Rose.
Oh, Joe Rose. She's like the other half of Bill Rose.
What do you think of the idea of the drive-in concerts?
What do I think of the idea of the drive-in concerts? Well, I didn't know there was an idea of a drive-in concert. What's a drive-in concert?
The drive-in concerts, all these celebrities are doing them. It'd be like a drive-through, like the drive-through cinema in a big outdoor space with a big screen and the stages. And
like the drive-in movies in America?
Yeah, because
oh yeah,
let's make on a concert.
No, I don't like the
news recently.
No, I have one. You know, it's been hit and miss with the news, really, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? It's like I've been thrown a bit because I've been a little bit obsessed with these. You know, the daily briefings at 5 o'clock, and then I kind of went into like a real major panic when I found out they were going to be cancelled. Because I'm like, oh my God, what am I going to do at 5 o'clock every day? I need to, like, you know, figures. I'm a stats kind of gal. And yeah, I've really suffered now because I'm confused about what time news is on and this, that, and the other. Drive-through concerts. Well, I don't drive. So I won't be able to go to a drive-through concert. But, you know, what do I think of drive-through concerts?
They're great if you can get tickets.
So yeah, how would you get tickets? So you'd still have to buy a ticket.
Online.
You'd still have to go online, buy a ticket. It cost you the same price, what, about 400 quid to go and see someone sing a couple of songs. Do you know what I mean? It's like, and then sit in your car, I presume, and listen to these people.
And space beside it as well. You can get out of your car.
Oh my God, you got a dance space beside your car, so you can get out your car and have a little dance. No, I'm not feeling drive-through concerts at all, to be fair. Nah, not my cup of tea.
Gav Greenway.
We have a question.
Gav Greenway. Do you think all this COVID will be gone by Christmas?
All right, Gav. Do I think all this COVID will be gone by Christmas? No. What can I say? No. No point beating around the bush here, Gav. Do you know what I'm saying? It's like, I mean, my PA has just piped up from the sofa saying, good job, she's not in charge of the country. I think I'd do a better job in charge of the country, if I'm honest with you. No, and that's the thing, that's the scary thing. I don't think it'll be gone by Christmas. I don't, you know, it's like, how... I mean, obviously we know it's here because it's hit the whole world, hasn't it? And there's, you know, it's been dramatic. It's been horrible. The amount of people that have passed away, the amount of people that have been in hospital, the amount of people that have died. Do you know what I'm saying? I know it's the same thing as passed away, but I don't think people know how properly to control this virus, if that makes sense. So I definitely don't think it'll be gone by Christmas. I mean, I'm really scared at the moment because of this, the way they're shortening the social distancing. I mean, I'd be happy enough if people stayed 10 meters away from me. Do you know what I mean? Because at the moment, I think 2 meters is way too close as it is. Never mind scrapping it now to, you know, 1 meter if you can't stay 2 meters. It's scary. No, I'm not up for that at all. Stuart's joined. Boing, boing, Dee. Well, you know, I could take that personally, Stuart, but I won't. Obviously, I know it's a football-related term, so I'll let you away with that one. Ah, and lovely Leslie's joined. I love you too, Mrs. I really do.
I've got a message.
We've got a message.
I've got loads of them.
Oh, loads of them. This is going good.
Hayley White.
Hi, Hayley. You all right, my darling?
Hayley says, hi, Dee. How do you feel about being so inspiring?
Oh, Hayley, stop it. Do you know something? I'm not going to cry. Not so early. Yeah, probably. Do you know something? I mean, Hayley, thank you for your message, and thank you so much for your kind words. I'm not inspiring at all. I'm really not. And I hope you don't mind, and I hope I'm not speaking out of terms here. But without going into too much details, Hayley lost her son. She lost her son to the horror that is knife crime that is gripping our city and gripping our country at the moment. And for someone like Hayley to say that I'm inspirational, it just means the world to me, but I'm not. It's actually people like you, Hayley. It's people like you that inspire me to carry on doing what I'm doing, trying to make the play, well, not even the world, because obviously, one step at a time. And I'm trying to keep the, knife crime from the city. I'm trying to do my best, and but it is people like you that drive me to do what I do, basically. So, oh, God bless you. I love you loads, Hayley. I really do. Mm. Yes, Heidi, I've got a new PA. She had a practice run last week. Obviously, she had to Google blue waffle for me, and she Googled it so well. I gave her the job. I mean, I might sack her a bit after today, to be fair, because she didn't, I've had to make, no, I haven't had to make my own tea, have I?
No, you haven't.
Yeah, that's right. No, she can stay for a bit, to be fair, because,
She's on furlough.
no, I can't furlough her at the moment, you know what I mean? So she hasn't been employed long enough by me to be furloughed. So what can I say? Do you like my cup?
Sam Barton says he'll teach you how to drive.
Oh my God, Sam Barton. Sam Barton has said that he will teach me how to drive. Sam, I'm pushing 50 here, sweet.
Yeah.
And I have actually learned, no, I haven't learned to drive. I have tried to drive twice. The once was a very, very long time ago. And no. And do you know what it is? They say, isn't it? It's like, what is it they kind of say? Don't let people, about driving. What do they say about, like,
don't let you in a car?
No, not don't let me in a car. I mean, not about don't let me in a car.
Don't let friends teach you, friends or family.
Yeah, don't let friends or family teach you how to drive. Well. They actually do say don't work with family. But you're not getting out of this. You're my PA and you're here to stay. Anyway, so I was given driving lessons the once. By let's just say someone that, let's just say my boyfriend, that's the word, but obviously a long time ex-boyfriend. I don't like people, I don't appreciate, people shouting at me. So when you're in a car learning to drive, you're a little bit nervous, yeah? Don't be shouting down my ear, because you're going to scare me and I'm going to stall the car. So obviously I must have done something wrong. Hence, ex-boyfriend, I remember, shouted at me. So do you know what I did? I stopped the car in the middle of Kingsbury Road, Erdington, got out of the car, walked across the road and got on the bus. And I got on the bus to go home. Hence, ex-boyfriend driving beside the bus, shouting at me, get off that bus. And I'm like, no, I'm staying on the bus. Don't shout at me and expect me to stay in the car next to you, teaching me how to drive. So that was the end of that. The second time I learned to drive, or tried to learn to drive, I remember turning into a cul-de-sac, and again, it was a friend, not another ex-boyfriend, because that's going to paint like a real long, bit of a picture, like, whoa, check her out. But no, we'll say friend this time round. And I turned the corner to go into this cul-de-sac, and something happened, and he shouted at me, brake, and instead of hitting the brake, I hit the accelerator, and the car, I mean, it didn't crash, it just pronged a couple of concrete bollards. So I've kind of like, resigned myself to the fact that maybe I'm not cut out to be a driver. What do you think?
Most definitely, 100,000%.
Yeah. And do you know as well, do you ever get it? I'm probably one of the worst. I'm a very nervous passenger as well, I just don't think it's safe to be on the roads. I don't even think it's safe to be in the sky. I hate aeroplanes. I hate aeroplanes with a vengeance. Do you know what I mean? It's like, well, what can I say? Yeah, you missed that, Mr. Evans. Last week we were talking about blue waffles because I look like a woman of the world, don't I? And I didn't know what one was, and I regret getting the PA to Google what one was, to be fair. So there you go. So back to the PA.
Few comments.
Oh, we've had a few comments. Oh my God, look at me tufty bit though.
Right, well, people are talking about your tufty bit and your headband.
Yeah.
Firstly, is it trying to cover the eyebrows because it's not?
Who said that? Who said that? Who dared to mention my eyebrows?
There we go. Shauna Chambers. Is it behind them eyebrows?
Shauna Chambers? That's my cousin.
Oh, Shauna.
Yeah. Well, I don't actually know what it's trying to cover, to be fair, Shauna.
And when's Wimbledon?
When's Wimbledon?
And that was Joe Bolton.
Right, Mr. Sugar Rush yourself. Wimbledon, as you know, is supposed to be this week, and it's supposed to be going on for like the next month. So, like, I'm feeling a bit nostalgic, and I thought, well, obviously, I'm going to talk about when Matt comes on. I'm going to be asking him a few questions, and I want a few tips from him, to be fair. So I thought I'd dress kind of sporty. Do you think I've got the sporty look?
No.
No?
No.
Not the sporty look? No. Well, okay. Well, let's see what Matt thinks. How can I get this bit of hair sticking down now? It's really hard. A bit.
Right. Lee Allen, no, she doesn't provide biscuits.
Lee?
However, my favourite cousin provides cake. Clay.
So Lee Allen reckons I don't provide biscuits.
No, does she provide?
Oh, do I provide biscuits?
No, sir.
Basically, if you were to come round, I would provide biscuits. I wouldn't bring the good biscuits out, obviously, don't get me wrong. Because they're on top of the cupboard, I save them for myself. But, you can have a rich tea or a custard cream. There's nothing wrong with a custard cream, is there? Secondary breast cancer is tuned in tonight on our live. And basically what they've done is exactly the same as what I did last week. They've come off the live to go on to Google what blue waffle was.
Oh no.
What did I tell you? Don't do it. Don't do it. I've got a message. Stevie Whitfield, hello and welcome to our Balls to Cancer live. Where can you get a t-shirt from? You can get a t-shirt on the Balls to Cancer Facebook page, which is where we're going live at the moment. There's a little shop option, and obviously over the weeks I will be, what's the word?
Promoting.
Yeah, promoting or wearing or showing different items that are available. They do have some lovely stuff, but t-shirts, you can get your t-shirts here on Facebook in the Balls to Cancer shop.
You've got comments.
I've got a comment.
Matt Miles says you need to trim your sideburn. But your daughter agrees.
Matt Miles, this is not a sideburn. But I need to shave my sideburns. This is my trademark. Well, it was my trademark one-sided fringe. I daren't take this headband off now because I've got a feeling that the hairdo is just going to go completely out the window. So yeah. Oh, see, they're arguing over there on what? So they're not arguing. So
no, I've missed a half a comment from Eddie Moore. I'm coming back to it, Eddie.
Oh God. Do you know when you hear a name and it's kind of like sometimes, because obviously I'm doing this via a watch party as well off my own Facebook. So anybody, if you're watching via my watch party on Facebook, can you please drop the Balls to Cancer page a like? I would appreciate it very, very much.
James Marr comments.
Oh.
We
have a comment.
If you played tennis, you would knock yourself out.
If I played tennis, I would knock myself out. How would I knock myself out if I played tennis, James? Let's not answer that. Yeah. Cheeky. I've got some cheeky people on my Facebook, you know, I really have.
Joe Rose says you gave her and Bill the cheap biscuit.
Joe, I don't think I've ever given you and Uncle Bill cheap biscuits. There's certain people that I pull the expensive biscuits out for, you know, like one of them ones. Yes, so like I said earlier, guys, we're coming up to 7:30 now. So I would like to say again, earlier on, we ran a competition where I was giving you a number of clues towards who my guest might be tonight on our Balls to Cancer Live. Now, those that guessed Matt Le Tissier correct will be entered into our prize winner spinner to win some Balls to Cancer car air fresheners. And I am honoured to say that Matt is joining us now.
Good evening.
Hello, Matt Le Tissier.
Hi, Dee. How are you?
I'm not too bad, thank you. How are you?
Yeah, very good, thanks. Fresh from the golf course.
See, I kind of knew you were a sporty type. Of course, I knew you were a sporty type, Matt. You're a footballer. Do you know what I mean? It's like, so on this special occasion tonight, what I thought was because I'm a very sporty person too, Matt, as you could probably tell.
Of course.
So I've got my headband, you know, me Balls to Cancer headband and everything ready. So obviously, apart from golf, what has Matt Le Tissier been doing to keep fit during lockdown?
In the early days, I did go out jogging a little bit, and
yeah, I like a good jog as well.
I did get bored very quickly, so since then, my physical activity has been minimal, to be fair, and I've only played really golf as my only form of exercise for the last 6 weeks.
Yeah, see, I know where you're coming from, because I kind of get a bit fed up with the jogging. I sort of get ready, you know, get the gear on, and then I'm like, do you know something now? Let's just not bother with the jogging. So obviously, it's a bit kind of alright. So you were an amazing footballer. What do you think of my flag, Matt?
Yes, been a fantastic season for that team. Certainly
a long
time.
Yeah, too long. But obviously, I was really excited to have you here tonight, because I don't know if you know, I'm like a little bit obsessed with a certain footballer. So much so that I named my son after him. Can you guess what I named him, Matt?
Stephen.
No. I'm only joking. I've got absolutely nothing against anyone out there called Stephen. I honestly thought you'd say Matt then, do you know what I mean? But no, I've called him Gerard. So can you tell me? Sorry, carry on, Matt.
I was close with the Stephen.
Oh, you were. So quite a few people have come on now, and they're like, Le God. So obviously you were referred to as Le God.
I was, yeah. I acquired that nickname sometime during the mid-90s from the Saints fans, and yeah, it kind of just stuck. Really, it's quite funny.
You're also being called a legend, which obviously you are. You are an absolute legend. Have we got any questions coming through?
I've got a question.
We have a question from Bill Rose.
Who was the best player Matt played against and why?
Who was the best player you've ever played against and why?
Okay, I would say it was between two players. I played against Thierry Henry, who was pretty outstanding. And I think he would be right up there of players that I played against. I also had one game where we played against Juventus in the early 90s in a pre-season friendly. And I got to play against Roberto Baggio, who was a fantastic footballer. And so I've always said when that question comes up, those two players are always the ones that I mentioned. I think they were both incredibly gifted.
Now, obviously, with regards to following national teams, I'm of Irish heritage, Matt. So, so do you know what I'm going to? Do you know where I'm going with this one?
Go on.
Obviously, with Mr. Henry and his hand knocking the ball into the back of the net, and
I thought as much.
Right, Matt, can you just tell us a little bit, please, about your connection with Balls to Cancer?
So yeah, I mean, basically, it just came about through our Twitter interactions, really. And I think it's a fantastic charity and one that needs a lot of people to get behind. It's not one of the massive charities that gets millions upon millions upon millions of funding. And I like to support the little guy sometimes. And all charities do fantastic work, but I think the cancer ones are especially important, given how many of us, even if it's not ourselves, how many of us, in terms of family wise, will be affected by cancer, throughout our lives.
We have another question.
Richard Megason wants to know, who do you prefer if you had to choose, Sunderland or Newcastle?
Ooh, did you hear that, Matt? If you had to choose, would it be Sunderland, Sunderland or Newcastle?
Well, I think I'd have to say I prefer Newcastle because I scored more goals against them.
Got any more questions?
Yeah. Did he ever consider leaving the Saints? And that's from Bill.
You see, and I think this is a good question because obviously it was one of our clues earlier. Because obviously, like the majority, your career, you stuck with the same team, Southampton. Did you ever consider playing for another team?
Yeah. So the only other club that I spoke to during my career was Spurs. I was a Spurs fan as a kid, and that was
they're losing at the moment.
Yeah, I know. I've got it on the telly up there. That was the only time in my career, really, that I was really, really tempted by a club, and they were the only ones I spoke to. But I decided against it in the end.
Yeah, because Chelsea tried to put a bid in for you at one stage, didn't they?
Yeah, they did. My agent rang me about that one in 1995, and the owner at the time, Matthew Harding, was a really big fan of mine, and he was very keen to try and get me to Stamford Bridge. And I didn't speak to Chelsea, but through my agent, I kind of knew about the offer, and I've since been told by Laurie McMenemy, who was director of football at the time at Southampton, that Matthew was very keen and was speaking to Laurie about the possibility of trying to prize me away from Southampton, and Laurie just turned to him and said, "Look, we're not going to sell him. He's not going anywhere." He said, "The way that Matt Le Tissier will become your player is if you buy Southampton."
Oh.
Matthew Harding said to Laurie, apparently, he said, "Oh yeah," he said, "that's a possibility. I could call it Chelsea on Sea, and football club." And so this whole joke was going on, and eventually Matthew Harding actually wrote out a cheque to Laurie McMenemy to Chelsea on Sea for £7 million to buy the football club and buy me. And so this cheque, Laurie had it, and it's since found its way into my office. I've got it framed in my office just across the way there. A cheque from Matthew Harding for Chelsea on Sea for £7 million.
Oh wow!
Yeah. He was a lovely man. He was, and obviously taken from us far too soon. And he actually stopped me in the tunnel at Stamford Bridge when we played up there one year, and he pulled out his wallet, and I thought, blimey, he's going to try and throw me. And he took the wallet out, and then he took out this little Panini sticker. He kept this Panini sticker of me in his wallet, and he got me to sign it. Popped it back in his wallet.
That's kind of stalkerish behaviour a little bit, eh, Matt? No, obviously, you scored. I think regards penalty taking. I think you only ever missed one penalty, didn't you, in your whole career?
That's correct. Yeah, I took 48 penalties. My first one was in 1989, and my last one was in 2000, I think. And yeah, just the one miss. Mark Crosley at Nottingham Forest decided that he was going to get lucky and saved it.
What do you reckon's the best type of goal? A penalty kick or a goal? That makes sense.
Obviously, my favourites were kind of the spectacular ones from outside the box. I used to love scoring goals from distance that you know that not everybody could score, and it was a little bit special. Penalties are kind of anyone could score a penalty really, but to score those spectacular ones.
Can they though, Matt? It's like
if they take enough of them, they will.
I know, because it was kind of like funny. Like, obviously, I was talking we were sitting here as a family. I was talking to my son earlier, so we got like the YouTube out, to have a look at the Matt Le Tissier goals. And he was like, it was kind of like, it was really funny because he's like, but he's not even kicking that ball and it's just going in the back of the net. And I'm like, I know, but can you imagine how frustrated we were as opposing fans watching you actually play football? I mean, you scored some corkers, I must admit, but it did seem effortless to you. It really did.
Yeah, I was quite lucky. I was obviously from a very young age. I kind of knew I was pretty good at football. I was quite gifted, and I had a very good sense of timing when I was striking the football. I kind of knew very naturally. I kind of knew how to hit it, where to hit it, how to get a bit more pace on it, and the timing of it makes all the difference. And that's why one of my heroes growing up in the golf world was Ernie Els. If you watch Ernie Els' golf swing, it's just so effortless and graceful, and yet he still gets that huge amount of distance. And I kind of tried to use that as my inspiration for striking a football. So you can actually get pretty good power on a football just with the timing without having to make it look like you're really thrashing at the ball.
Wow, absolute wow. Now we've got a question from Helen. Hi, Helen. She's mentioned, I've watched you on Harry's Heroes. What were your thoughts on the naked match and David Seaman refusing to play? I must have missed that episode.
Yeah, that was the first one when we were in France. So we were told to play a five-a-side match as a bit of a warm-up, and we weren't told who the opposition were until they ran out from their changing room.
No, I did actually see that one now. I thought she was on about you guys naked, and I'm like, no, I remember.
I actually, when David Seaman, I didn't see David. I kind of only saw him walk off. I didn't realise what had gone on, and then Harry came up and said, "Look, David's refusing to play. He's not having any of this. He thinks it's nonsense." And at that point, I just decided, do you know what? That means there's a space in goal. If I go, I don't have to get involved with any tackling and all that stuff, which could lead to some embarrassing situations. So I thought I'll get the gloves on and I'll go in goal and keep safe in my area.
Right, we've got a message here from Dean. Who do you think is the best footballer of all time?
Cool. It's really difficult.
You're allowed to say yourself if you think yourself, Matt.
Absolutely not. But you can only I think you can only answer that question with players that you've seen in your lifetime. So from players that I've seen, I didn't really see Pele in his prime. You know, that was a bit before my time. So I mean, I'm looking at the likes of Diego Maradona, Lionel Messi, Johan Cruyff, Cristiano Ronaldo, the Brazilian Ronaldo. So those are the kind of players that throughout kind of my generation, Zinedine Zidane, I think I would put up there. I think out of all of them, I think I would probably choose Lionel Messi.
Best midfielder ever. Do you like my flag, Matt?
Well, it's always subjective as to what you think a midfielder is. I would probably say, I would say Zinedine Zidane, probably the best midfielder I've seen in my lifetime.
And he's not done too bad a job as a manager either, has he? He's like
3 Champions Leagues, not too bad.
You keep looking at your TV, do you, Matt?
I suppose we're going to get back in the game.
It's like, I kind of said tonight, you know,
I'll probably have to talk about this game on Saturday on telly, so I've got to kind of know what's going on as well.
We'll have a little practice. Spurs are losing. That's what I was thinking. I sort of went straight through, you know, through the TV guys, and I'm like, please God, don't let the Liverpool Man City match be between 7 and 8. It's kind of... Have we got another question? Huh? We've kind of like, I think everyone's just in shock, Matt. But you know, can I just say thanks ever so much for taking time out to come and speak this evening, and thank you so much again for supporting a charity like Balls to Cancer, because it's true what you say. You know, every charity is important, but it seems to be like the smaller ones that are kind of more hands-on and not as stuck in, you know, with all these, these big, massive money-making organisations, and, you know, and we really do appreciate. But if we can just sort of say, before you go, can we go to our prize winner spinner? For the people, the PA, she's a bit slow tonight now. Hang on a minute. So everybody who guessed you correctly today are on our spinner's wheel to win a Balls to Cancer car air freshener. So, oh my God, I've got to spin the wheel myself. Does she not know who I am? No. Right, hang on a minute. So we're going to press to spin. What do I do? Just tap that. Right, okay. Right, there we go. Oh. And the winner is... Where does it say who's with it?
Yeah.
Marky Evans. Oh. So Marky Evans has won our Balls to Cancer car air freshener for correctly guessing that Matt was our guest tonight. Thank you so much, Matt, and obviously stay safe and look after yourself, and we might see you at a Balls to Cancer Christmas ball sometime soon.
You never know. It's lovely to talk to you, Dee. All the best.
Oh, you too. Take care. Bye.
Bye.
Oh, bless. How lovely was he? Oh, see, now he's gone now. I'm a little bit starstruck. Oh, my God. I don't know how I stayed so composed. Do you know, like, you know, when you watch someone on the telly for years and you're kind of like, oh, my God, he's there. Well, obviously, he knows my name because I think my name popped up on the screen. Well, of course, he knows my name because it's called Auntie Dee, isn't it? Ooh, really a little bit, what can I say? Flushy. Yeah, Flushy. He's a legend. He's an absolute legend. Do you know what I mean? It's like a legend. So where does it? Oh, isn't he lovely? And obviously he's a supporter of Balls to Cancer. So anyone who supports Balls to Cancer has got a little place in my little heart. Well, I've got a big heart actually. It's not little at all. So yeah. So there you go. The lovely, lovely Matt Le Tissier.
We have some comments for you.
We have some comments.
Jonathan Field.
Oh, God. Jonathan Field. I think I know where this is going.
He wants you to be Prime Minister.
Oh, he wants me to be Prime Minister. Baby steps, Jonathan. And do you know something? The laugh of it is, I actually thought this was going down the Magaluf route, but no. So let's not talk about Magaluf then. I love you, Jonathan.
Let's talk about Magaluf now that you brought it
Let's not talk about Magaluf.
Joe Rose,
Yes.
do you think, like Scotland, we should be wearing face coverings?
Virus wise, now you see, I have a little issue. My little issue is, right, I can't see. Well, I can't see with my glasses on, never mind without my glasses on. When I wear one of them face coverings, my glasses steam up. So I wouldn't be allowed to go out anyway because I'd be a danger to anybody that I cross paths with, to be fair. But obviously, it's all face coverings. They don't really protect you in my eyes, to be fair.
If everyone wears them, you're all protecting each other.
But I suppose the PA's just said if everyone wears them, then we're all protecting each other. But do you know something? Actually, I think yes. And I'll tell you why yes. Because on the Balls to Cancer page, they have an amazing Balls to Cancer face covering. So my answer to that question would be yes, you must wear a face covering, not at all times, only when you're outside, but only if it's a Balls to Cancer face covering. I think I've done well. I can show you, but I wanted to model it, and it's like I feel like I have to get. Shall I model it? Shall I model it? Now this can go really, really wrong. Right, here we go. Hang on. It comes in a little pack like that. It's called a snood.
You are a snood.
I am a snood. My child reckons I'm a snood. I think she meant snob. Right, now. So this is the Balls to Cancer snood. Now, guys, I don't know how to use it.
Take it over your head. Put over your head.
But what about me?
Spectaculars.
Yeah, right. Bear with me, guys. Right.
You make your hair work.
My hair's off. God, look at the hair. It's got volume. My hair's got volume. Right.
There you go.
Oh God, that's wicked.
What are you doing?
I'm trying to
Pull it down.
I'm pulling it down.
Right.
What do you mean?
Jesus.
Has to cover your nose.
Yeah, just a little bit does.
There you go. So this is the snood. And obviously it's not just a face mask. And look, I'm not steaming up. I'm not actually steaming up. Yeah. This is amazing. It also can be a scarf, like a neck scarf. And it also, if you bear with me, can be
something for putting your makeup on.
A headscarf. Yeah. So, what are you laughing at?
The bandana does not occur.
Do you know? Did I mention becoming a nun last week? I think the sister.
Mary Magdalene.
See, Peter Cox has just said looks good. I actually agree. Yeah. So there you go. So the snood is available also on the Balls to Cancer shop, which you can find on the Balls to Cancer page. Oh, see, look at the state of my hair. What time? How long we got left? 10 minutes. And it started off so well. What can I say? So well. We have a question.
We have comments.
No, we haven't. We've got comments.
Claire Louise Hart.
Oh, Claire.
She loves you.
Claire Louise Hart loves me. Well, Claire, I love you. And I'm so proud of you. Claire is my cousin. And I don't think Claire, I love you. I just love you.
Auntie Pearl says.
Auntie Pearl. Oh, me Auntie Pearl's on. I think, yeah, go on.
Wicked Auntie Dee.
Oh, I love you, Auntie Pearl. I tell you something, Auntie Pearl, God bless her. She's a security guard. She's a security guard, and she has worked tirelessly, is the word, throughout this whole lockdown. She's been assaulted many a times, and just one of the nicest people you could ever meet in your life. And I love her. I've known her obviously since our kids were tiny, and she will be a lifelong friend. I love you, pal. I love everybody. I don't know why I'm feeling a bit emotional at the moment. Probably just to do with Claire.
Daniel Fuller says the nun look suits you.
See, I think the nun look suits me too. You're getting nun, become a nun. What can I say? Oh, see, I feel like I've done like, you know, one of them. What's that thing called?
Karate.
No, jog. I feel like I feel like I'm coming to the end of like a marathon. What can I say?
Daniel Pio says it's a pearl from Wicks.
Daniel, yes, it is. How do you know my Auntie Pearl? I'm not gonna shout out the name of the shop, but yes, it is. That's my pearl, my pearl. That's pointless fixing this, isn't it? Take it off. I can't take it off. It's in the state of my hair. And my eyebrows. So yeah. So what did everyone think of Matt Le Tissier? I've got to take it off. Look, that just looks like it's stuck on me. It does look like a sideburn. I've had a lovely evening. Again. And see, Brian's come in now from the Doggy Style Boys. I would love Brian to have a chat with you guys about an event that you're planning. And obviously you're raising money for Balls to Cancer. But I'd want to talk to you a little bit, you know, like earlier on. I don't really want to leave it so late because we could have a good old chat. And again, people, if you're out there and you're ever thinking that you'd like to do something for a charity, I beg you all, please consider, you know, that, you know, doing something or donating or raising money for Balls to Cancer, because I just can't. I mean, next week I'm going to go more into detail, but I just can't tell you how committed they are to supporting people, to helping people, to making their dreams come true. And, you know, and they do, again, I've said it before, they do go above and beyond because they're just amazing people, absolutely amazing people. And I'm happy to have them in my life. So there you go. Anything else has come through on the...
Just checking. That seems a lovely man. That's from Diane.
He does. He did seem like a lovely guy. I'm glad I held it together, to be fair. You know, I mean, we've got some amazing guests coming up over the next few weeks, and obviously I can't tell you who they are because we'll be having, like, you know, again, we'll be doing it like today where you can have a guess, and, you know, and we'll pick a prize and you can have a little prize, and it's a little bit of fun, isn't it? A little bit of fun for our lives.
Diane said your PA is doing a fab job too. Thanks, Diane.
It's not about my PA. It's about me. I'm only joking. And it's not actually about me either. It's about Balls to Cancer. This is about this charity, Balls to Cancer, and secondary breast cancer have just hit the nail straight on the head. They've said Balls to Cancer have provided hundreds of bags to our members. And by bags, we will go into more detail. They're talking about, they do chemo packs. They send out little packs to anybody who's undergoing chemotherapy, because I don't think, unless you're living through it, you don't know how hard it is. And the tiniest little thing, like a little bit of like hand cream or a little bit of sanitizer, or, you know, it's kind of a little puzzle book. It just does make the world a difference to these people. And just follow them. You have to follow them. And if you saw half of what these guys do, you'd just totally fall in love with them too. I just know you would. I know you would. So we've got 5 minutes left.
I've got a comment.
we've got a comment.
Daniel Fullard. Dee, you're great. Always so real from Benefit Street to now. Never met you, but you're great. We need more D's.
Oh, Daniel, God bless. My daughter's sitting over here and she's like, no, Daniel, we don't need more D's. I'm going to get a bit of a complex here from like the family in the corner. But her.
Say how it is.
Oh, and if I can just give a shout out as well to Tony Fisher, because Tony Fisher is selling tomato plants this week for Balls to Cancer. So Tony, if you can just drop us a message and let us know where, etc. And even myself, I'll share it as well on my social medias for you. So because everything that people do and every penny raised, just it goes to normal people. Goes to normal people who are just suffering by this horrible, horrible, horrible thing called cancer. Have I what? No, I'm all right now. And another message from our Balls to Cancer car air freshener winner. And please note these are also available to buy via our website. Agree. Keep up all the hard work, Susan and Mark, and all the ambassadors. Well, do you know something? I'm not being funny. I know I haven't even finished your comment there yet, Mark, but at the end of the day, it's not even about the ambassadors. It's not about the ambassadors at all. It is Mark and Susan. So keep up. Oh, sorry. How do I turn this off? Oh, right. Good girl. Sorry about that. I had a messenger call. Yeah, it's like, and again, I do, and you know, Mark's actually made a valid comment here. He's just put, I just wish Facebook would be easier on the charity. And I 1,000,000% agree, because they're not allowed to promote a lot of things because they use the word balls. Can you believe they've had posts blocked? They've had, they've even had their Facebook banned because they use the word balls. It's Balls to Cancer. They're highlighting, main highlight is prostate cancer. Do you know, it's ridiculous. It is. It's absolutely ridiculous. But thank you to everybody who joined in tonight. Thank you for everybody who took part in our little guessing game earlier. It was a bit of fun, even though some people had quite a few more guesses than other people. But hey ho. And next week, join us next week, same day, Thursday, same place, Balls to Cancer Facebook Live, and same time. And obviously we'll have another surprise guest that we can all have a chat with. So until then, absolutely love you all loads. Take care. And it's a goodbye from me.
And a goodbye from me.
And it's a goodbye from Balls to Cancer. I love you all. Mwah. That's a bit. Hang on a minute. I haven't gone yet because I don't know how to stop. I don't know how to stop it. Practice makes perfect. I love you all. Take care, everyone.